All right. Should be live. Good to see you guys. Let me know if you can hear me well. Make sure and see me. Yeah, it's going to be just Gene tonight, Joel. So for now, but I've got Shane coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. Good evening, sir.
What's happening, brother? How are you today?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Tired, but that's how life goes. We just deal and go on.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Hey, Shane, I always like to start these with prayer, so I'm going to pray real quick, okay, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we'll pray. Father, we bow before you tonight. Lord, I just thank you for another great day. Ask that you would just be with us tonight. Thank you so much for each one in this community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I know we got a lot of people that were talking in the last one about, different things going on in their life too. And, I always try to lift you guys up in prayer when I see those things come across. So it's been quite a day, huh?
Absolutely. My day started about 5 o'clock this morning, and I haven't stopped until sitting down here for a couple hours worth of videos today. A lot of fun, though.
Oh, yeah, man. Absolutely. I've got kind of a recap for tonight. It's kind of the way I put it together. Just as a quick explanation to everybody in the chat. Hello to everybody, by the way. Let's try that first. See if we can get back and get hi to everybody. We got Ken from Practical Ken, Expressions of the Outdoors, Brian B. Higgles, Rob, FL Thunder, Mr. Metal Detectorist, Digging with Deej, DNL Treasures, Drum and Detect, Shannon Dalton, Hunter Busher. I'm going to guess on that last name. Papa Rouse, Bill. And that is all that I see so far. If I've missed you, I apologize. AEW, yep, good to see you. And thank you guys so much for being here. So we are not able to have a video tonight because the computer just isn't cooperating. It is still actively exporting. Yeah, kind of, I guess. So it hopefully will be done later. We'll see how that goes. But I kind of wanted to recap tonight, but then also talk about the struggle that Brian put out the video for earlier tonight. See if some people can give us some help that way. And then talk about maybe where you see Monday Digs going this year, some changes. I know you've talked about some changes. So,
yes, sir.
And then I've dug up a ring already this year, so I'll show you guys that too as a little teaser. So, so just as a recap, Brian killed. If you didn't see B. Higgles' video tonight, he killed it with the rings. I noticed several people in the chat. I was kind of lurking because I was on my phone. I didn't want to use my computer because it hopefully give it all of its chance to try to export that video on time, and it wasn't able to. So anyway, killed it with the rings. Had a class ring. Have you ever dug up a class ring, Shane?
Absolutely not. It's really high on my bucket list. That's why I always dig old schools, because that's what I want to find.
Nice. So if you missed his, ringage, definitely. If you missed his, make sure and go back and watch his video. He digs up a killer class ring, and just always does such a great job with his editing. Just fantastic. Next, we had AEW. If you don't have his channel, you need to make sure and get his. He does a great job with diving. It's just unbelievable what he pulls out of those waterways. But tonight, I think what I saw most of were just coins. And he said, "Hey, I'm gonna hopefully be a millionaire, right?" It's kind of the dream that we all have. So yeah, AEW killing it with the coins tonight. And then Shane, the blind treasure hunter, he tonight, I guess for the last couple of weeks, he's done kind of a what can I find in 14 minutes.
Pretty cool idea.
Oh yeah, very cool. And I don't know if you picked up on it. If you don't know Shane from the Blind Treasure Hunter, he really is blind. And he pulled out a nickel and he said, "Yep, it's a Jefferson." And I saw somebody in the chat ask, "How did you know?" He can feel. His sense of touch is probably greater than ours. So yeah, just a great video, great guy, fantastic guy. Make sure and go check him out. And then Peter had a new intro tonight. I know he was sounded like he was kind of nervous about that. So it's always a little bit nerve-wracking whenever you just put yourself out there with something new, and maybe people like it, maybe they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, Pete's definitely got the gift of gab, man. He likes to get you going with the chat and talking a little bit about the cuts on the beach today. And if
Yep.
if you're not familiar with that stuff, that's really good information if you're going to go beach detecting.
Yes, it is absolutely. And Mr. Metal Detectorist, you are absolutely right. Shane's plugs are awesome. And again, just remember when he's digging, he is blind. He has a really interesting technique. He goes over some of this stuff with his videos, but he puts a golf tee down when he finds the signal. When he pinpoints it, puts the golf tee down so then he can cut his plug. And when he's done, his ground looks better than most metal detectorists that I know. So
we should be embarrassed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And then Rob, one thing I kind of gleaned from his video is not giving up. You know, he and Kimberly went to that first park, didn't really find much. It was cold. Yes, and Rob, 40 degrees is cold. I completely agree with that. Shane. And then Troy, lost his head tonight. That little lead soldier doctor thing was really cool. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I was busting on Rob during that video. I said there was more wheat in that video than a loaf of bread.
Yeah. And then they were giving Charlie a hard time about that Chinese coin. Man, that was hilarious.
Yeah, busting on Charlie. How dare you, Rob? That's your Charlie. Best buddy.
Of course, I bust on Charlie whenever I get a chance about a V-nickel. When I was up there, in Florida at Christmas time, I was giving him a hard time about V-nickels because he's not dug one up. Here is Mr. Metal Detectorist, by the way, if you need to click on his channel and get that. Troy, is the Silver King. I would definitely agree there, Rob. He seems to find it. And if you don't know Troy, I know he doesn't do or hasn't done videos in a while, but he is the permission guru. Just is able to get permissions when most people can't. I know that's something that really gets a lot of our heart racing, anxiety up, however you want to put it, just to go ask for permission for somewhere. But Troy is crazy successful.
Yeah, one thing about
great meeting you too, Rob.
One thing about Troy is that I'll have to relist it again. But if you want to see it, I had him on my Thirsty Thursday a long time ago. He was one of my first guests, and he's a pleasure to spend time with. A really great guy. He was very interesting to listen to.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then Ken, right away, right off the bat, that spittoon was awesome. If you're not aware of Practical Ken and his channel, you need to go check it out. He does a great job with maps and the history. And the place that he's digging now is kind of tied in with the lost Civil War gold, Curse of Civil War gold, I think, kind of tied in with the Curse of Oak Island guys. They're from Michigan as well. So a lot of cool stuff they found tonight. And he said, they go even deeper next week and it gets even better. So looking forward to seeing more of that video.
Yeah, the one thing I find really super interesting about that is just, you don't think that when they tear these places down just to go sifting through the stuff. I think it's an interesting way of checking out what's a little deeper in there. And he's definitely got my attention.
Yeah, absolutely. A surface find only metal detectorist. Yeah, my son Seth, if you're not aware, Seth is that way for us.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, definitely.
The kid sees everything, man.
Deej says she's finally done cooking. That's good. 40 more breakfast sandwiches in the freezer. Oh my goodness, Deej. What time should we come by?
Yeah, no doubt.
I could go for some of that. Shane with the Manticore tonight. So have you been able to use it yet? I know it's not yours. Your friend let you put it together, but
not use it. I haven't recorded anything more with it other than that. But I've been playing with the air test just to learn the signals a little bit on it. And it's definitely interesting. And everybody was talking tonight about Merrill's video about the misinterpretation of more power because the FCC only allows 1 watt of output, for anything. But there's some manipulations with the electronics that they're doing in there that I don't quite understand. It's some real nerd talk. But I think that's how they're coming to the conclusion that they got more power. But generalized, the statement is kind of false, and Merrill pointed it out. Yeah. But, dude, the detector's sleek, man. It really is.
Yeah, it really is a step up in build quality. That's what I see from it so far. Again, I've not held one. But just being completely dead level honest, I can't see myself pulling the trigger for double the price for just a better build. I mean, with the upgrades I've done to my Nox, carbon fiber shaft, the metal arm cuff, I'm going to hang on to it.
Next warm day I've got my test bed set up, and I'm going to see how deep I can get it to go. I'll probably record that.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. And then Frank, what is up with the Wheaties up in Canada? I don't get it, man.
They like our money better.
Yeah, so many Wheaties. And even when we went this summer, up there to see my family, my in-laws, we dug up Wheaties then. It was crazy. B. Higgles, when the Nox stops finding treasure, then I'll panic. I agree. But just the amount of coin spills tonight that he had, unreal. And I'm really interested in what that one nickel size one was. I know he didn't kind of say what it was. It must not have been anything interesting, but that one kind of had me wondering. Deej says she hates cooking when she's not awake. Yeah. I don't know. One of my things that I really enjoy is smoking meat. So, putting on a brisket, a pork butt, something like that, and smoking it. And a lot of times I'm setting an alarm for an hour, to come out and check the temperature, put wood in, all that good stuff. So, and then of course his word of the night was thingamabob there with Looter 8. If you're not aware of Looter 8's channel, you need to go find it. Get it. Those guys are great. He goes out with his boys and they do a lot of dump digging, metal detecting, just adventure stuff. Very similar to our channel, just a little further up north there. So yeah, we enjoy watching them. And I just love the community, but also Monday nights because like I can sit there and have it on my TV in the house with the family and, not have any kind of concerns. It's just great. It really is.
Great lineup. Everybody in the lineup is excellent people. Everybody understands the rules and they work within them very well. I couldn't be happier with the people that we got right now, for sure.
Yep. So before we talk about the future for our Monday Digs group here, January 9th snafu is what I have on my little notes. I don't know how you do it, Shane, but I always kind of like type in my notes on my phone just so I can remember, because I'll have something thought up and then forget it if I don't. Pigeon Blood, thank you very much. We appreciate that. So January 9th, if you're not aware of it, for whatever reason, YouTube went haywire. And it was the second time in recent weeks that it had happened. Happened once for Monday Digs. None of our lives worked that night, and it was just a complete and total bomb. And then January 9th, they didn't count a lot of the views for whatever reason, and it threw off the algorithm. If you understand anything about YouTube, it's an algorithm that kind of tries to figure out what people like. So then it throws your video out in front of those people, hoping they'll bite. They want people to watch just as badly as you do in one way. But for some reason, January 9th was a complete and total snafu, and it messed so many people up. We're a bunch of small channels, but the big channels, I mean, they are losing major revenue over it. And B. Higgles came up with a pretty good plan as far as for our channels. If you have time, go watch his video on this. It's just a couple of minutes long. But he basically says, hey, can you go to any of my old videos, watch them, make sure you've liked it, drop a comment, and it will kind of stir up that algorithm and hopefully reestablish it to what it was before the January 9th deal. So you got something to add?
Absolutely. That happened twice. And honestly, I don't think it was a snafu more than it was as an oversight on their part. I personally think that they were uploading the new changes to the algorithm for February 1st, which we all know there's a lot of everything is basically changing the overall structure of it. I think they did it in two parts. And I think the second time they did it, I think it just cleared the cache. I think it dumped a lot of information because maybe they couldn't transfer it over, and it started everybody anew. So whereas people with 1 million subscribers were getting 400K views on a video, they were getting like 10K views. And I think that it's just because not everybody saw it again. I think, and then they started putting out the same type of video that Rob put out today. is just, hey, become familiar with my channel again, and I suggest that for all the Monday Dig crews. Just go to those guys' channel. Make sure you drop a couple likes if you haven't liked a video and help boost them back into it again. But I think they just reset. I think it's just a reset, and they didn't want to come out and admit it. Now, I know that's my take. That's my opinion. I may be wrong, but it really feels that way.
Yeah. There is Higgles' link to that video that he had, reboot the algorithm, reboot the algo. So, yeah, just, if you got time, try to help some of the guys out like that. It would be much appreciated, I know. We have some goals set for our channel this year. We've really kind of stagnated in the last 2 weeks. I think maybe because of the January 9th deal. Views are down, subscriptions are down, all that good stuff. Even the shorts that we put out weren't getting the views that they were before that. So, we were on a pretty good roll there at the end of the year. We would like to get to 3,000 subs by the end of the year. We'll see how that goes. So, this is my first ring of the year. I found it at the beach 2 weeks ago. So we haven't been able to dig very much. You see my shirt I've got on, Warriors. This is our high school basketball team. Yeah, Gene is playing basketball for the high school. He's actually starting. They won their third game in a row tonight, and they're doing really well. We're a very small private school on Island, and we beat one of the two big public schools on Island tonight. So yeah, we play the other one Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll do some shorts of some highlights of how Gene's doing so far, so you guys can see. I think that would be kind of cool. So yeah, Rob says he's even lost subs since then. This is the ring I found 2 weeks ago. So it is silver and gold, baby. This is, if you've never been to St. Croix, or maybe you have been, this is called a Crucian hook. It started off as a bracelet, and the original person that made this is Sonia, and this is a Sonia ring, hook ring. It's really old. It wasn't at the beach very long. I have not cleaned it at all. It was like this, and I just washed the sand off of it. But you can see it's been worn for a long time. So it's an old ring, but this is actual gold right here, 14K, and then 92 sterling silver on there. So pretty cool find. Can't wait to see how many we can find this year. My goal, though, is not the number of rings that I find this year. I want to find a platinum ring. That's I haven't found one of those. So I have found a class ring. So, looking forward to that. So
yeah,
each just normal back and forth subs for her. So
I think goals are really important, especially if you want to keep yourself motivated for things. And it's not bad to set a goal that you may not reach as long as you try to reach it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I think if you're setting goals and you're always reaching them, you're not setting hard enough goals, in athletics, the way that you improve is to play against people that are better than you. So, with your goals, you have to put something out there that seems crazy. And so I think it was Danny Boy that kind of challenged us to set the goal of $500 in clad this year. We've not even been anywhere close to that in the first 2 years that we've dug. So we're going to give it a try. And we right now, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking there's no way we'll reach it, because here we are at the end of January and we're already way behind on that. But we'll see. So Monday Digs, can you tell us a little bit about kind of vision moving forward from here? What do you want this year?
So we've got a couple people that have kind of, basically wintertime slowed down because some people don't dig in the winter. So I got a couple that have slowed down that are in really cold areas. And, I've got a couple more that want to kind of be involved. So I'm going to increase the part-timers, but say, and kind of give them more, more opportunities in there to kind of work themselves in case somebody drops out, so that it's not a drastic change if somebody decides that they want to quit. And also everybody that's involved, the possibility of schedule changings from your time is a real possibility this year. We don't really seem to have trouble getting people from going to video to video to video to video, but the way YouTube has changed this year, sometimes a longer video is better. And if you want to put out a longer video on Mondays, just get with me ahead of time, and then we will work with the schedule. Tonight Gene was supposed to have a longer video. It just couldn't get it uploaded. And we switched, Looter 8 around, Jesse. And so if you guys don't mind, moving your times a little bit every now and again, and if you want to stay in your time slot, that's fine. We'll work it out. But Brian has been testing this, since probably the end of last year, where he's jumping in longer videos and starting the day off. And it's been up until before the January 9th snafu, it was working really well. So if you have something that you want to run a little longer, you don't feel like cutting at 13 minutes, hit me up and then we'll work it in.
Yeah. So anybody out there, we've got about 20, a little over 20 people sometimes in the chat here. Anybody out there, if you're interested in joining as part of the Monday Digs, you can get a hold of Shane. His email address, I think, is on your about section, right?
Yeah, channel. You can get me at skirvinlewis@gmail.com or Shane@mondaydigs.com. Either way.
Yep. So get a hold of him and let him know, and we would love to have you as a part of this. It really is so much fun. A great community. Look forward to Monday nights and just kind of hanging out, enjoying this hobby, enjoying the community. And since we've started metal detecting and watching YouTube videos, really the only thing I watch other than that are sports. I mean, basketball and football.
Absolutely.
And then metal detecting. That's really it.
I don't have time to watch much else. I'm going to the movies this weekend. Me and my wife are going to go see the M. Night Shyamalan movie. We're going to go see that. And we haven't been out in a while, so that ought to be fun. But other than that, I don't watch any TV.
So Pigeon Blood, this man right here is the one that schedules these. This is Shane from Ohio River History. If you don't have his channel, find it. And every Monday night, starting around 7 o'clock Eastern time is when they start. That jumps around a little bit depending on how long Brian's video is. I think tonight it started at 7:22. So they usually about Saturday or Sunday, we will put out a schedule of the Monday Digs videos, and you can find that on his community page, my community page, B Higgle, several others will share it.
Yeah, just share the list. It makes it so much. This week was very much a success because we got a lot more shares, really.
Yep. So, and also this right here was something that's tough for me, Shane. He says he doesn't know people by their real names. It takes a while, and there's still some that I get confused. Like, I'll be honest right now. AEW, I can never remember if he's Adam or Aaron. Adam? Okay. I always get it. I go back and forth. I'll have it, and I'm like, okay, he's Adam. And then I'm like, wait a minute, is it Aaron? Have I messed it up? Just so you know, also, there's about 12 Shanes, about 13 Robert Clarks. So, good luck with those. No, for real, there are a couple of Shanes, and there are at least 3 Robert Clarks in the community. So that's pretty awesome. Rob says his video from tonight's already at 91 views. Yeah, jumped up to number 1. You know what that means as far as YouTube goes. You've got fireworks tonight, Rob. Good job. So, just 3 of us. Yeah, see there? I told you there really are 3 Robert Clarks. It's the craziest thing. And
then there's a lot more Robs beyond that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. And a few Kens also.
Yep.
So, yeah, my name is Gene. My son's name is Gene. As far as I know, we're the only ones with that name. I don't know.
My wife's name is Gene.
Your wife's name. Yeah, there you go. Which, by the way, a lot of people that don't know me, that's the way they try to spell my name is Jean. It's like, no, that's not the way. So anyway, great community, awesome time every Monday night. Love it every week. So anything else before we sign off, Shane?
Hey, I messed up on Thursday last week. So if you were in last Thursday's live that I put out, I'm pretty sure I think I'm there this week as well, because I'm not doing a full 52 this year. But I forgot to do something at the end of the stream. So if you were in the last one, if you were in there at all, you're entered in an Amazon gift card giveaway, and I will do that probably at 9:30 on Thursday.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you're new to the community or to Monday Digs, Shane does a great live on Thursdays. Unfortunately, right now I'm not able to be a part of a lot of them just because it conflicts with something else I have that's regularly scheduled. Where we live, we don't observe daylight savings time, so we don't spring ahead or fall back. So right now it is almost 11 o'clock where I live. So, only one Shannon. Yeah, only one man named Shannon. Yeah, I see that.
Is Shannon a man?
Yeah.
busting on you, dude. I'm just busting.
Gotcha. I was like, you don't. Oh yeah, he's messing with him. Oh, that's funny.
There's a lot of Missouri folk too.
A lot of what?
A lot of Missouri folk.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Shannon, I love you, brother.
So Shannon says Robbie's going to go back and watch your video. Don't forget about that. Trying to help us restir the algorithm there, reset the algorithm. It's amazing how far it goes just to click that like button. When people click that like button and watch a video, man, it's like YouTube says, "Hey, people kind of like this. Let's start promoting it more." So it's good stuff.
7 impressions for every view.
Oh wow, interesting.
That's the actual number. So when somebody watches your video, they show it it hits somebody else's feed 7 more times. That's how it works.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Didn't know the exact number. So
yeah, look at your impressions in comparisons to your views. It's usually, if you times that number by 7, it's very close.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, thank you so much for coming up, Shane. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate all of you each Monday. Really looking forward to what this year holds. Listen, the next 4 weeks, we've got the series that we're kicking off. We're calling it Dreams of Gold. We're not trying to, there's a reason why. You'll understand the reason why we call it Dreams of Gold. Spoiler alert, sadly, so far, haven't found any gold, but we're dreaming about it. Have found a ton of awesome stuff. It is a historical property. Can't wait for you guys to see what we find. But next week it starts, and it'll be 4 weeks that we'll have that. So looking forward to that. And thank you guys so much. Everybody have a good night.
Later, everybody. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all.